Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is the last video in my Pride Month celebration of movie reviews. Yes, we've changed the rules here. We are extending Pride, because any reason to extend Pride a little bit sounds like a good one to me. But this is my 8th and final review for this series, in which I bring on fellow YouTubers to talk about prominent, historic, landmark films within the LGBTQ community. And today I have a very special guest, Luke Hearfield, to speak on Weekend with Me, a small indie gay romance. So as usual, I'm going to go ahead and let Luke share his review on the film first. So, the floor is yours.
Turning looks stunting pretty. I'm the bitch from New York City. I was just trying to think of the gayest way possible to introduce this video. And yeah, I just thought, voguing is probably the gayest thing I could go to top the unicorn t-shirt and the face paint of the pride flag. So yeah, hi guys, in case you didn't know, yes, I'm Luke Hearfield, openly gay film vlogger, and I was talking to another YouTuber called Larry who has a channel called LC Screen Talk. You should go check him out. There's a link below in the description, and yeah, he does some amazing content. He makes a lot of film reviews, God, way more than me. I can barely keep up with him. Very talented, very funny. Definitely go check him out. Check out his Twitter, check out his Insta, check out his channel. Yeah, he's fabulous. And yeah, he asked me to collaborate for Pride Month to talk about a movie, a gay movie for Pride Month, you know, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. I thought, yeah, let's talk about something that I love. One of my favorite films is actually one of the first gay films I watched ever, and it's called Weekend, and it's by a director called Andrew Haigh. Yeah, it's there, and it's also down here. So yes, it's been a main staple of my DVD wall for a while, and yeah, I figured it'd be nice to give it some love. So this film actually holds a special place in my heart because, like I said previously, this was one of the first gay films I actually went to go see in a cinema, and I just remember the feeling of awe, like just being completely transfixed by this film. And it's hard to put into words why. It's just such a phenomenal film. It's like lightning in a bottle, really. Like, it's hard to put into words as to what makes it so wonderful, but I just remember connecting to the story so much because it's such a simple premise. There's nothing earth-shattering about the storyline. Basically, it's about two gentlemen who meet on a Friday night in a gay club. One's called Russell, who's played by Tom Cullen, and the other's called Glenn, who's played by Chris New. They meet in this club, they hook up, and they go back to Russell's place for a night of sex, and then it cuts to the morning, and yeah, they have this pillow talk, and the seeds of a really amazing romance are just, they blossom in this one little scene in this bedroom where they're just talking about their personal lives and stuff and the night before. And basically what seems like a one-night stand turns into this sort of 48-hour weekend of intimacy. And it's just hypnotic to watch because all it is just watching two human beings, two strangers who've met just by happenstance and come together, and they just found something really meaningful in each other. They just sort of really bounce off each other really well. They're completely different people from each other. Like Tom Collins' Russell he's sentimental and he's introverted and he's, I don't know, a bit reserved, whereas Chris New's Glenn is more comfortable in his own skin as a gay man. He's artistic, he's a bit blunt, he's forthright. And yeah, they're very different people, but they click. Everything about it just feels so easy together. Like, they don't have to pretend to be anyone else around them. They're just comfortable with who they are in front of this person, and they also challenge each other. The chemistry between these two actors, it's so genuinely authentic, and it's amazing watching this film because their conversations, the dialogue that's written by Andrew Haigh, it doesn't even feel like it's scripted. It just feels like that casual morning after conversation you have with someone that you've hooked up with, and it just flows organically and it feels just so genuinely real. Haigh really manages to find that sort of, he captures that feeling of what it's like to meet someone who comes into your life for a very brief moment of time, and they make an impact. They leave you, they change you. And that's what this film is about, is that people just come, they float into our lives they make the impact and then they're gone, and we're better or changed because of it. And yeah, that's what's remarkable about this film, is that it's not particularly like remarkable, it's that it just manages to be remarkable for capturing that really special experience of meeting someone special and it not being able to last. And the acting in this is just incredible. Tom Cullen and Chris New give such incredibly powerful performances which don't even feel like they're showing off or anything. It's all just sort of nuanced into the way they talk and discuss and share ideas, and that's what's magnificent about it, is that neither one of them feels like they're showboating or showing off or whatnot. It just feels like they're being real people, like people that you know and go to work with or, you know, are friends with. This is one of the few romance films where the romance actually genuinely feels authentic. What I love about Andrew Haigh as a writer and a director is that he never sort of stoops into any Hollywood cliche-isms when it comes to romance, okay? He just sort of lets things unfold naturally. What's also quite noticeable in this film is that there's a lack of music in this, okay? Andrew Haigh doesn't use any music to sort of get the audience to emote for these characters. It's crafted through the interactions of the characters and the dialogue. It just feels like we're watching cinematic chemistry when you put these two wonderful characters together, just watch them interact and see how it sort of sparks and creates chemistry. And it doesn't feel like it's pandering to the audience, and it doesn't feel sappy. It just feels romantic in a sense of things beginning for the first time for real people. I keep saying the word real, but it really does just feel that way. It just feels authentic and real. I'm sorry, that's how I see it. That's why this film moves me, because it is something special. There's also a good deal of gay discourse woven into the storyline as well, and at times it can feel a little bit like Haigh is like pushing a bit of his agenda, but it doesn't feel like he's putting too much emphasis on the gay ethos. You know, there's topics of like gay shame and conformity, as well as casual homophobia and just flat out homophobia. But, you know, people often have to face these prejudices in certain parts of this country, and that's nice that this film addresses those things without being too swept up in it. It just sort of highlights the things that we're struggling with, but at the same time, the meat and bones of this film is just a simple romantic love story about two people meandering into each other's lives and leaving an indelible mark. Right, so let's ask those three questions. Would I watch this again? Well, this is my third time watching Weekend, and I loved that when I rewatched this the other night, it still had the same impact on me that it did when I watched back in 2011. Would I recommend that you guys watch this? Absolutely, guys. Like, this isn't just a film for gay people, it's a film for anybody out there who's had that feeling of meeting someone special, but knowing in the back of your mind there's a ticking clock and it's not gonna be the relationship that you wish it's going to be. And what score do I give it out of 10? This truly is such a captivating film. It's such a small film with a powerful voice, even though it doesn't feel like it's boastful or yelling or trying to be heard. It's just a beautifully intimate, quiet film, punctuated with a wonderful script, which is delivered by superb actors. It can be a little bit heavy on its political message in places, but it doesn't ever really feel like it's screaming its agenda at you. I'm gonna give Weekend a score of 9 out of 10, guys. Be sure to watch this one, alright guys? I can't recommend it enough. And if you guys have seen Weekend, be sure to let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. And if you like my content as well, please don't forget to click that subscribe button, okay? It really does help, alright? I just want to say thanks very much for watching, guys, and I want to wish everybody a very happy Pride Month. Hopefully you're out there waving your rainbow flags, throwing your glitter, getting your unicorn hats on. Go, love yourself, embrace yourself, have a great one, okay?
Thank you so much for reviewing this film with me, Luke. I really appreciate your participation. There aren't all that many members of the LGBTQ community that are small YouTubers in the arena of film criticism and film news, or really that talk about films at all. So it really did mean so much to me that you jumped on board and were a part of this series. To get another member of the community talking about these films was definitely something I wanted to make sure happened. So I'm so glad you were able to make the time within your hectic schedule to participate and be a part of this event here on my channel. So if you're not already, hello, this is all about Pride Month, so make sure you go support another LGBTQ small YouTuber. Obviously, I'm leaving his link to his YouTube channel in the description down below, as well as his Twitter information, so make sure you follow him there. He has great content, obviously does movie reviews and other related content. So now, on to my thoughts on Weekend. So this was the last film for the series and also the final film in the series I had never seen before doing this month-long review series. I had always heard about it as a really good film, like an independent, small, well-crafted movie. I just had never really had the opportunity to check it out. So I really wanted to include it here because I do know a lot of people that saw it really loved it, and it seemed obviously right up my alley. And in the end, I did really enjoy myself with Weekend. This was an experience film. There's not much of a plot going on here. You're just experiencing a weekend-long romance with these two characters. So I guess right off the bat, if you are somebody who needs some sort of plot to drive your stories and you're not content just living with people and living an experience, then this is not the film for you. I think that you will be bored watching the movie. But that's not to say it's without urgency, because what we find out pretty early and through the title is this is only a weekend-long romance. So there is that sense. And starting off with that point, this did actually remind me quite a bit of Call Me By Your Name, the Oscar winner from 2017, because this is a film in which time is our antagonist, in which these people know at some point this is going to have to come to an end, but it's hard to tell your feelings to go away because they can't be forever. And both are slow burn, romantic type films. This one is definitely, I think, more direct. It is obviously more mature. It deals with a little bit more mature subjects in general. It takes on the gay experience more straightforward, and is definitely a movie about gay men. Men who have experienced the world, and men who have great things to say, because I think one of the big positives of this film are the conversations. They're still important conversations. Even after 7 years since it's being released, this film's conversations are still prominent and potent to society here in 2018. And maybe even more so for the UK, because that's where this film is set, and as they say in the film, they hadn't really been fighting as hard as the US was fighting at the time, so probably it is more prominent there. But this is just a beautiful, understated film. It is shot wonderfully, and it is acted amazingly. The two lead performances in this film are amazing. Both of them just bring such genuine energy to the performances that they're giving. And you believe this connection. You believe that they have fallen into the situation in that quick of a time. And honestly, you believed the conversations. It always felt like a very natural flow throughout the entirety of the film. And part of that is the film doesn't cut away. We move at kind of like the pace of unfolding the weekend. It doesn't move too fast. It lets you breathe. It lets you just experience everything. And it added to the entire genuine atmosphere of what's going on. I was also happy that a film that addressed gay sex being still so taboo and still being something that straight people were so scared of, that this film head-on showed it. They weren't afraid to show the sex scenes, to get intimate with both of these people, and I appreciated that. Mostly because the film is addressing an issue in society and then continues to break through that issue itself. If I were to give the film negatives, it mainly comes from the fact that I'm a pretty cynical romantic. I am a romantic deep down at heart. I want to be a romantic, but I'm definitely like an old, bitter person. So really I haven't experienced any of what I saw on the screen in this film. So right off the bat, I don't have an emotional experience to pull from to put myself in their shoes. So most of everything I'm watching the film with is still coming from more of a mental state, more of a evaluation state, rather than a feeling state, an understanding state. So I see things that are kind of cute and kind of romantic and do add to the overall emotion of the film, but I'm like, what's the point of that? You know what this end result is going to be, so I don't know why you went over to that train station. I mean, I guess to make yourself feel better, I don't know. But that's definitely the kind of stuff that would run through my head. This is just a weekend, so while the film did a great job, I personally am still sitting there thinking, you've only known each other for a weekend. Like, okay, it's better now that you find out than 2 weeks into, like, a thing, or a month into this relationship and you can't get out of leaving. I don't know, I just kind of am very cynical in that way of being like, okay, well, this is very touching for the time being, but we'll move forward. But really, my problems come from me being a staunchy, super boring, prude, stale person. So I just didn't have necessarily experiences to draw from in my own life to kind of emotionally connect me with the situation and the scenario that was happening, and being kind of a pessimistic cynic by nature, that leaves me to my own mental devices, and that typically doesn't work out all that well. But this is a well-crafted, beautiful film. I think the sound design overall was a little bit mushy and not as clear as maybe as I would have liked it, but the cinematography is absolutely stunning. The direction of this film is beautiful. As I said, the acting is amazing. The script is fantastic. This script actually was spectacular. I think it was such an amazing, natural script. And then the director, to direct his own words, let it all unfold and breathe in such a beautiful way. So if you're like me and you hadn't seen Weekend before, I think this is definitely one to check out, especially if you are a fan of the film Call Me By Your Name. I think I still prefer Call Me By Your Name, but this is very much in the atmospheric vein of that film, and I think you will definitely enjoy yourself with this one as well. But just in general, if you're a fan of romances, if you're a part of the community, got to see this film. I think you will really, really appreciate it. If you're a cinephile, this is a wonderful indie film that you need to check out. So once again, Luke, thank you so much for participating and taking the time to be a part of my month-long series of Pride movie reviews. Again, make sure you head to his channel, subscribe, and support him. And since you're already here, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel so you're always up to date on the latest movie reviews. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!